Laura Ingraham has always been a name that sparks immediate recognition, often associated with sharp commentary, commanding presence, and her ability to captivate millions every night on television. But what many people are now discovering is that Laura's allure goes far beyond her words, extending into a glamorous and shockingly bold side that few imagined they would ever see. Because the recent buzz around her daring photos in stockings, pantyhose, tights, bikinis, lingerie, nylon bodysuits, and mini-skirts has transformed her from a figure of political debate into a viral fashion sensation, one who defies age, expectation, and stereotypes all at once, creating a storm of reactions across the internet. In a world where public figures are constantly scrutinized for stepping outside the image the media has boxed them into, Laura's sudden appearance in such audacious, glamorous outfits has become a conversation not just about her fashion, but about the way women in the public eye are reclaiming their narrative, asserting their right to be multifaceted, powerful, and unapologetically stunning. The images flooding social platforms show her commanding the frame with effortless poise, stockings paired with elegant heels that elongate her figure, sheer pantyhose giving her legs an undeniable sheen, tights that shape her silhouette into statuesque perfection, and a rotation of daring mini-skirts that balance sophistication with playfulness, leaving audiences to marvel at how seamlessly she embodies glamour while maintaining her trademark confidence. Fans are stunned, not only because they never expected Laura Ingraham to embrace such bold fashion choices, but because she wears them with a natural grace that suggests this side of her has been waiting in the wings, ready to make a statement when the world least expected it. Each photo, whether it is her posed in a curve-hugging bodysuit layered with sheer nylon or captured mid-movement in a flowing mini-skirt that teases just enough allure, feels like a masterclass in transformation, proving that Laura is far from one-dimensional and that her power extends far beyond the anchor desk. This revelation has sparked trending hashtags, with fans calling her a surprise fashion icon, while critics admit they can't look away, even if they never thought they'd see Laura Ingraham become the center of such a visually driven spectacle. The fascination only grows when diving deeper into the imagery, because Laura Ingraham isn't simply dressing in stockings, pantyhose, bikinis, lingerie, and bodysuits for shock value. She is embodying the intersection of power and femininity, challenging long-held assumptions about what women in serious, high-profile professions are allowed to do. The tight fits of her nylon ensembles and the bold cuts of her bodysuits make statements that resonate far beyond their aesthetic appeal. They whisper of rebellion, of liberation, of refusing to conform to the roles the world has already assigned her. When she steps out in a bikini during a sun-soaked vacation photo, the reactions explode, with audiences realizing that beneath the polished TV personality lies a woman who embraces her body and beauty without apology. Her tights, often paired with sleek heels, remind viewers of the elegance associated with old Hollywood icons, while her lingerie looks push boundaries, sparking endless debate on whether public figures should dare to reveal this much. And yet, that is precisely the point. Laura Ingraham is no longer confined to being a commentator. She is rewriting the rules of visibility, putting forth an image that says she can be strong, intelligent, glamorous, sensual, and commanding all at once. Each shot, whether it shows her leaning casually against a balcony in a mini-skirt or confidently striding in stockings that hug her legs with hypnotic shine, is carefully curated but never feels contrived, because Laura wears confidence like a second skin. It's this authenticity, layered beneath the nylon and lingerie, that captivates fans, making them feel as though they are witnessing a long-hidden side of someone they thought they knew, a revelation that is not just visual, but deeply symbolic. As the viral wave spreads, commentators, fashion bloggers, and even cultural critics weigh in, dissecting Laura Ingraham's pivot into this glamorous, sultry presentation. Some argue that she is playing into the very image-driven culture she once critiqued, but others see it as a radical reclaiming of agency, the ultimate refusal to let society dictate what a woman in her 60s should or should not wear. Social media is ablaze with comparisons to icons like Sophia Loren and Raquel Welch, with fans drawing parallels between Laura's stockings-clad looks and the timeless sex appeal of mid-century Hollywood legends. There are TikToks with millions of views, set to trending songs, zooming in on her sheer tights, her shimmering nylon bodysuits, or the way her mini skirts flow in candid motion. Instagram fan pages repost her bikini shots with captions celebrating her ageless beauty, while Twitter debates erupt over whether this new side of Laura is empowering or controversial. The sheer volume of discussion proves one thing: Laura Ingraham has tapped into something bigger than fashion. She has ignited a cultural moment. And perhaps what makes this moment so irresistible is the unpredictability of it all. No one saw it coming. To see Laura, often described as sharp, witty, and disciplined, suddenly appear in sultry lingerie and sheer pantyhose that gleam under studio lights feels like an intentional breaking of glass ceilings, one that reminds audiences that women do not age out of glamour, desire, or self-expression. It sends ripples across industries where image has always been controlled, reminding every viewer that to dress boldly is to live boldly, and Laura's fearless presentation is rewriting the rules one photograph at a time. What makes these images even more fascinating is the deliberate variety in her wardrobe, as if Laura is crafting a fashion narrative that traverses moods, eras, and styles. In one frame, she channels classic sophistication with glossy pantyhose paired with a pencil mini skirt, giving corporate chic energy that feels elevated yet accessible. In another, she pushes into daring territory with a satin lingerie set that glimmers under subtle lighting, the kind of look more associated with magazine covers than primetime television personalities. Her nylon bodysuit photos evoke the athletic meets sensual aesthetic that dominates runway collections, while her vacation bikini shots serve as proof that she can stand confidently in the same spotlight as Hollywood's most photographed women. Then there are the stockings and tights, where the layering of sheer and opaque fabrics creates an interplay of mystery and revelation, commanding attention without a single word spoken. Audiences are hooked not just by the visuals themselves, but by the realization that Laura Ingraham has mastered the art of contrast, serious but playful, elegant but bold, traditional but modern. Each photograph tells a story, one that invites viewers to reconsider the limits they may have unconsciously placed on public figures. Fans argue she is pioneering a new era of celebrity, one where women over 50, especially those in high-powered roles, are no longer forced into invisibility or forced to dim their glamour. Instead, Laura's images say, "Watch me shine brighter than ever." The ripple effect of this revelation is enormous, inspiring women across the globe too. The allure grows even deeper when we explore how Laura Ingram's transformation reflects larger societal shifts. For decades, public figures in broadcasting were expected to present a polished but restrained image, one that leaned conservative in style and muted in self-expression. By daring to appear in lingerie, bikinis, stockings, and nylon bodysuits, Laura has not only broken this mold, but has shattered it entirely, replacing it with an unapologetically bold aesthetic that challenges preconceived notions of what visibility should look like. Her sheer tights glistening under camera lights symbolize more than fabric. They symbolize transparency, vulnerability, and empowerment all at once. The miniskirts, often paired with sleek heels, create a juxtaposition that embodies both elegance and daring modernity, while the carefully styled bodysuits bring an athletic yet sensual energy that feels simultaneously contemporary and timeless. Fans and critics alike recognize that these visuals are not accidental but intentional, curated to provoke discussion and inspire reflection. Laura is controlling her narrative, ensuring that every photograph, every angle, every pose speaks volumes about her identity as a woman who refuses to fade quietly into the background. Instead, she steps forward, commanding attention with stockings that hug her legs like a second skin, bikinis that shimmer with vitality, and lingerie that dares viewers to question their own boundaries of comfort and expectation. This calculated unveiling of glamour is not only stunning but revolutionary in its impact, reinforcing the idea that age, profession, or status should never dictate a woman's right to embrace fashion in its boldest, most sensual forms. Her imagery transcends surface-level aesthetics and evolves into cultural commentary, reminding the world that glamour belongs to anyone brave enough to claim it. As the story continues to dominate headlines and trend across platforms, the implications of Laura Ingram's daring wardrobe choices grow clearer. She has become a symbol of reinvention, of rewriting rules that have bound women for generations. Fashion critics highlight her ability to balance sophistication with sensuality, noting how her stockings and heels ensembles recall the golden age of cinema, while her bikinis and bodysuits propel her into the heart of contemporary pop culture. Her lingerie looks, once thought taboo for someone in her position, now redefine her image as a multidimensional figure who can command serious conversations while embodying unapologetic glamour. And fans can't get enough. Millions scroll through slideshows, analyzing every nylon detail, every sheer silhouette, every mini-skirt moment, captivated by the contrast between the Laura they thought they knew and the Laura revealed in these striking photographs. The fascination is less about shock value and more about discovery, about realizing that glamour is not a phase reserved for youth or Hollywood stardom, but a timeless right that transcends categories. Laura's visual reinvention empowers women everywhere to embrace stockings without apology, to don tights with pride, to wear bodysuits and lingerie as statements of strength rather than secrets of shame. This is why her imagery lingers, why the hashtags multiply, why conversations rage across platforms, because Laura Ingraham has done something few dare to do. She has taken control of her own narrative and transformed it into a spectacle of fashion, freedom, and undeniable charisma. Every nylon thread, every mini-skirt hemline, every bikini strap is part of a bigger tapestry, one that tells the world that confidence, glamour, and power know no boundaries. The frenzy over Laura Ingram's jaw-dropping fashion choices continues to ripple across social media. The second wave of conversations takes an even more compelling turn, diving beyond the fabric and into the meaning of what she represents in today's cultural landscape. Her stockings are no longer just stockings. They are icons of resilience, glistening symbols of a woman refusing to be boxed into outdated stereotypes. The tights she dons become metaphors for strength wrapped in elegance, each nylon thread reflecting her refusal to fade into the safe background that so many expected her to remain in. With every bikini moment that explodes across the internet, she flips the narrative, turning vulnerability into power, transforming what some once whispered about into something celebrated on global stages. Her lingerie sets, often tastefully styled yet undeniably daring, speak to a new wave of visibility where confidence is worn louder than criticism. And those bodysuits paired with sleek heels? They're no longer just fashion, they're declarations, bold artistic brushstrokes across the canvas of pop culture that insist glamour, sensuality, and authority are not mutually exclusive. Fans lean in closer, critics debate harder, but one undeniable truth emerges. Laura Ingraham has shifted from being a figure of expected restraint to a lightning rod of style, proving that stockings and mini-skirts are not simply garments, but weapons of reinvention in a world that underestimates women who dare to evolve. The viral storm intensifies as younger generations discover Laura in a way they never imagined. Clips of her in sheer pantyhose and tight mini-skirts trend on TikTok, stitched and remixed with bold captions, while Instagram feeds overflow with slideshows comparing her transformation to Hollywood icons past and present. Suddenly, the conversation isn't just about her outfits. It's about her audacity, her timing, her ability to captivate at a point in life when the world expected her to retreat. Her bikinis become rallying cries for body confidence. Her nylons evolve into symbols of timeless allure, her lingerie into proof that sensuality doesn't have an expiration date. What shocks audiences most is not the clothing itself, but the confidence she radiates, the unmistakable aura that suggests she is not bending to trends but setting them. Every photograph becomes more than an image. It becomes a movement, a viral sensation that lives in the hashtags. Hashtag Laura Ingraham Bold, hashtag Stockings in Power, hashtag Miniskirt Revolution. And while detractors attempt to criticize, their words are drowned out by the roar of admiration. The millions who see in Laura not scandal but inspiration, not controversy but courage. This is the heartbeat of her evolution, taking fabrics once deemed provocative and rebranding them as symbols of liberation and unapologetic individuality.